Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. How are you getting on? So, like a lot of people, I've been rather obsessed with Valheim lately, and I thought this is not a vast amount going on in Fallout at the moment. We'll take a little look at what I've been building over here. Okay then, so I've moved on from my previous camp location, building a new base. Found this little area here that's got a kind of area that works well as a harbour. Originally, this sort of central bay area actually had a rather large island in the middle of it, but I felt the way to go was to dig that out, so a large amount of work with a pickaxe was required, but we've sort of dredged out the harbour, and we're going to build things up and around it, as you can see. And yeah, it's coming out pretty well. I've got most of this sort of as finished as I can for now. Got it mostly decorated, or at least partially decorated. And yeah, I thought we'd take a little look around the place. So, I've put a little lighthouse out here in the entrance area that we'll take a look at before we look at the main area, as what Harbour would be complete without. Unfortunately, this is going to need to get pulled down and redone, I think, because I've reached the maximum build height here. I can't go any higher, because pieces require support in order to be built, otherwise they basically collapse. So, I can't actually go any higher than this, but I think the idea is going to be to do the same thing but on a smaller scale so that I can get a roof on, have it be the same height and not look kind of too squat, which it kind of does here as well. So hopefully we'll be able to work around this little issue. But the idea is here, if it needs a little bit of fine-tuning, and by fine-tuning I mean redoing, the idea being that we're going to have a roof over this top area and basically use the torches as a kind of light. I can't put a fire in here, which would be the obvious thing to do, as at least for now anyway, as it needs to be on the ground, so torches will stand in okay for the moment, but eventually, once I reduce the size of it, we should have a decent lighthouse on this sort of rock out front. You can see that little bit of ground in the middle of the harbour there that I couldn't quite get rid of. You can get the general view of what I was going for from up here. So a little bit closer in, have a little look around. So one side here, we've got sort of tiered structures climbing up the taller side of the cliff there. Not entirely happy with how this looks. The roofs don't look quite right and stuff. But I'm kind of happy with the inside of it, so I don't know, maybe I'll figure out something that works a little better, but for now I think this is okay. A few boats on the go. Unfortunately, I've had to build several as some issues occurred during my gameplay, shall we say. But it's been good fun. I've got a little bridge there at the back, which I'm pretty pleased with how this has come out. Extended it down from the top there towards the right. And the vertical posts provide the support for it with the sort of cross beams there for a bit of decoration, which is the same all the way around, really. Thought I'd add a few more angled beams for a little bit of style and appearance. Which, yeah, looks reasonably good. And over on the right-hand side there, we've got another set just to sort of surround the bay properly and turn those into houses. Kind of had a bit of a Riften vibe in my head, sort of the market area and dock area of Riften, sort of the middle area of the village. But obviously it doesn't look too much like that, but I kind of had that idea in the back of my mind. Let's have a nosy around the inside. Not much going on in this first area, just a workbench, as you need that for being able to build anything. There's sort of overlapping build areas that we can use by placing those benches down, so that's what that's doing there. And we have the first house here, which is fairly simple for now. We've got a table in there, some storage and a bed. Haven't got a lot more that I can put in here just yet, but hopefully I'll unlock more as time goes on, if I don't keep getting murdered by mosquitoes. See how that goes. But yeah, it's an interesting game, this one. The builds come out reasonably well. We've got some beams on the side there. I wasn't sure whether or not to put them on for sort of railings or not, but I felt we needed them there. And to house number 2, a little bit more room in here. A little fireplace in there as the ground's actually close enough to the floor to make that work. So tuck one in the corner. Little bedroom area over here. I haven't got a lot of wall decorations available at the moment, or materials to make them with, so a little bare in here for the moment, but you get the general idea I'm going for. Quite happy with my little window idea there. That's come out quite well. Head on out. We've got a little back door here, just in case I need to get out of this side of the structure. I'll look down onto this section of the, I suppose, quay side here. I left this bit unrailed because it just doesn't need it quite as much, and having somewhere to jump down to the boats from the side is nice if I want it. Up and over the bridge. Really happy with how this came out. It's worked quite nicely. Needed to put a roof over the top of it because pieces decay if they're exposed to the rain. So roof over the top prevents that from happening, and it gives it a more complete look, so that's cool as well. And we'll take a little run up to the top level and have a look down this area from the top. Starting from the top, rather. So out the back there, I've got a little hut that you can't really see from here that I'm using my temporary home until I get a proper player home set up. Not sure what to do with this top level yet. I'll have to make my mind up eventually, but for now we'll just focus on the rest of it. We've gone for a kind of shopping area vibe, sort of market area. So I've got individual stalls around here with storage and some shelves. I'm actually using these chests to store my own materials and stuff for now. A few little shops and market stalls, that sort of thing, tucked around. Each got their own little areas, nicely partitioned off. I'm quite happy with how this came out. The area was originally quite wide and open, and I wasn't sure quite how to make this look, but closing it off into individual shops, things worked out quite well. I would like to close that one off a little more, but the pieces don't quite fit with the size of the gap, so you gotta make do. And this I got one tucked in the corner here. Similar thing, each level is slightly different size and shape, so slightly different layouts on each, which is nice. But yeah, keeping the same vibe. Another little shop on the right there, another one on the left. Bit of a tight squeeze to get in some of these gaps, but for the most part we're okay. For the shelving units, I've basically used half-sized floor pieces, just snap them onto the wall. You can create different styles of shelves and stuff with those quite effectively. It's a pretty good way of going. Another shop on the end with a nice view of the bay. So we've got a full set of shelves there. Again, it's half floors, a few posts there just to prop them up. Follow the corners around. You can position things either so they'll snap onto the walls, or you can manually place them, which is really, really cool as well. So I sort of used a combination of the two to get things lined up quite nicely. I'll head on and over and back down the stairs. This whole section of the build just came out with the idea that I needed some way to climb the cliff to get to the upper level. There's a nice flat area up there that I'm going to build on later. So for this floor, I thought a little bar would be a nice area to hang out. So we've got a little bar area in the centre and some seating with a nice view of the bay. Some nice weather today. See the bottom of my lighthouse. So, as I say, I'm definitely going to have to shrink that down and adjust it to make it look a little better proportion and be able to get a roof on it. But should be cool when we're done. Over this side, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with this space. I might see if I can cram some brewing equipment in there and use that to make mead bases and the like. And it'll go well with the bar vibe as well, so that'll be quite cool. And the lower section of the quay. This is basically the easiest way to access the boats. This little bay that I've hollowed out and spent a lot of time with a pickaxe on just to make it deep enough to get the boats in. It's worked out quite well. I'm a little concerned that the ground may be coming back, but I'm not entirely sure. But on the whole, it's worked out quite nicely. And plenty of room for the boats. They're shallow enough in the draft to get everything in there. So, yeah, all in all, a pretty reasonable start, I think, on what will be a larger settlement, I think, going on. Sort of see the top left there, there's a bit of space up there to build on, and I might do a bit more down on the bottom right as well. So, a little look around my current project in Valheim. I do hope you enjoyed that one. If you did, please do consider dropping likes and subs for me. It's always very much appreciated. Social media links, merch store, and channel memberships all available down below the video. If you're interested in supporting the channel in that way, the support is humongously appreciated. And if you get a chance to join us for some of the live streams as well, carrying on with our Cyberpunk playthrough and playing Fallout as well, having a good time with that. So I do hope you'll join us. For now, I will say thank you very much for watching. I look forward to speaking to you all very, very soon.